Welcome back, Indie Game Fanatics, to our continuing Let's Play of Caribbean Legend. Before we jump back into it, we're going to go over the comments section as usual. So let's see here. Alright, so in regards to figuring out how to fight the Amsterdam, yes, it's the only way. Told you several times and you explained how to ruin rep with the Dutch. As in dialogue and in the logbook as well, Van Dorn will attack me only if I'm the enemy of the Dutch. Let's look into that. Part of the clock tower, right? Alright. That's it. The deputy, or rather Director Martin Visor, got what he wanted and kept his word. I can use the officer's services at any time without those ridiculous appointments. Van Dorn, of course, found out about my involvement in this dubious affair, but I have nothing to fear from the might of his legendary frigate. The WIC flagship will only come for my soul if the Dutch consider me a sufficient threat to their interests. They say this ship is a true jewel of the Caribbean Sea. Tempting, damn it. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna have to piss off the Dutch, which right now we have sympathy with. So they are the colony that I have the most, the best relations with. I'm gonna have to piss them off. Alright. At some point, the punitive fleet will despawn. So this is in response to, what is it? When the punitive fleet doesn't get me in the port and I get away, or they leave because I'm under the fort, I noticed that they were disappearing. So at some point, the punitive fleet will despawn if you avoid it long enough, but after some time, it will spawn again. Fixing the rep from level 5 threat is around 2,000 to 3,000 doubloons. Interesting. Also, if you defeat the flagship of the fleet and sail away, the rest of the fleet will just disintegrate after entering global map, and your threat will reset, but it only works for the quest punitive fleets, the ones with Cazador and Amsterdam. Defeating regular punitive fleets will not reset threat. So, say I was to piss off the French or the English, and their punitive fleet came after me, I would have to pay the 2,000 to 3,000 doubloons to reset the threat level with them. Otherwise, the punitive fleet will just keep coming after me. The one thing to note, though, is that it'll just be normal class ships, not any specialty ships. And if I were to, again, say, piss off the Spanish, because I have the El Cazador, for obvious reasons, the El Cazador will not show up in their punitive fleet again. So it would probably just be, like, the heavy frigate and some of the other powerful ships. Alright. So it was mentioned in the quest that even though Van Dorn is mad at you, he won't seek revenge until you have problems with Dutch. So yes, this ship, unlike the other 3 DLC ships, does not freely roam the archipelago, but rather work as a punitive fleet. So even the Spanish one, the El Cazador, I could have found on the map, but by pulling it as the punitive fleet just from doing the quest lines, I was going to run into it anyways. Fun fact, in free play you get punitive fleets for every nation, but in story mode only Spain and now Dutch. So in free play, the only way to pull, the Holy Mercy and what's the other one? Is through raising your threat level high enough to get the punitive fleet sent after you. If so, that makes the French and English seem kind of weak, since their punitive fleet, like their flagships, are much lower down in threat than the Spanish or the Dutch. So kind of interesting there. Without a lock on, you cannot move the aiming cursor vertically. So you can't really aim at the sails without a lock on. Only if the ship's very far away, and if it's far away, you ain't hitting shit, bro. Hey, I've hit a lot of sails in the past by having them chase me, but yeah, I get it. Unless they're actively chasing me, trying to hit their sails without a lock on isn't gonna work because, yeah, I can't aim vertically, and if I'm not locked, the only reason I could aim higher if I'm not locked on is if they're so far away that they're outside of my radius. So the game basically is making you have to lock on before you fire, which is interesting. How do I determine if, like, say an enemy ship was locked on, and how could I break that lock on? Because I understand the concept of, say, sailing in and out of close and long range to make them keep switching ammo types as a way to keep them from firing on you if you're in a fast ship. However, so like with my new ship, the El Cazador, sailing in and out of radius is not going to be the play. So it's just going to be lock on and unload on them as fast as I can. Probably should have to lock on. I never said that what you looted was a better weapon. You just looted a new weapon, which you have never seen before and never will see after, since it is unique. Really? So you're saying the scimitar is a unique weapon? Other than it saying it's exotic, nothing really tells you whether or not something is unique as far as weapons in this game. Also, you probably forgot this, but you promised something to someone at the start of the game. Need a reminder. Could this be one of the swords that Fade was talking about at the very beginning? If so, then we'll have to go visit him once we start this quest. Healing potions, well, then don't loot them, bro. You basically get all the healing potions from the enemies during boarding. I know that's where I get them from. That is because you auto-loot perk and loot everything. Of course. Free stuff is free stuff. I mean, when the chest on the ship has no weight limit, why would I not loot everything? What I'm talking about with the health potions is more of the balance where you end up with, like, I've got like 500 health potions, and then the next tier up I only have like a fraction of that amount. I would like it if throughout the game, as you're progressing, if that type of loot had like shifted to being higher quality as well, to reward your progression of the game. It's not anything major, and it's not like I even need any healing items, because once you do the Base Terry one, really, that island quest on Guadalupe, basically you can just buy, and every month you can buy more health potions, essentially, of wine and rum, so that basically you never have to deal with not having healing potions. So it's interesting to me. Alright. Since you're in the middle of FTJR, I suggest looking for crew in pirate towns. That's what I'm going to be doing while I'm here in La Vega. You probably wanted to remove those sweet 32-pound cannons from the frigate you sold at 4310 and keep them for yourself, but oh well. Yeah, you're right. Oh well. I forgot that the frigate had larger than usual cannons on it. I honestly forgot about that because we haven't touched the frigate in so long. I don't even remember what I had the frigate for. Because it was supposed to be for something, but then I think we got away with not even using it. Leaving the ship in the port, or did I use it for one fight and then we parked it? I think we used it to capture something. Leaving the ship in the port with a crew is a relatively new feature from 1.6. Ah, okay. But as I understand it, crew slowly disappears over time. Even if you did leave it with crew, it's surely gone by now. But a low price of parking is a dead giveaway. I think earlier on I actually went after. I think that was mentioned a while back, and I actually went back and pulled any remaining crew off the ships. I just wasn't sure, so I was checking when I was at the harbor. It'll probably eat up a lot of planks trying to fix the rest. My dude, you don't have to guess. It's literally written on how fast it regens and how many planks it consumes. Well, it's fully healed now. And I still have 265 planks. Next time it's damaged, I'll check on the rate. I forgot that it does do a breakdown of, like, how long and how many planks it needs to heal itself. I did forget about that. Alright. That's it for comments today, guys. Let's jump right back into it. Alright. Did we just get a mission? Jarl's treasures. Another riddle from Tyrex. I must set sail for an unknown destination in search of the treasure left by the recently deceased pirate, Wolfric Jorgensen. All I have is this logbook. I should retire to my cabin and study it carefully, taking my time to glean as much information as possible. Alright, so we have to go back to our cabin. We're going to swing by the tavern first, pick up some more crew. I want to see how much of a difference it made to me, but apparently I can't very easily. Odd that you can't arrow key here. Doesn't look like it did a lot. That's not bad. We're back up to 350. Our ship, though, can take how many? 487. So we still have a lot of crew we can pick up. Pretty sure I already have a map.
So, whose street is it?
I do recall seeing one other comment. Something about having time in this mission. The last video. One moment, guys. Okay, the next quest is the only quest in the whole of FTJR where you do not have a deadline, and you can basically complete it as long as you wish. If you take Alcaz now or during the quest, you can even finish Glytch during that time, but it's up to you, of course. Might wait until the end of FTJR to finish Kalachi quest. Alright, I'm gonna keep that in mind. Let's go figure out what this quest entails exactly from the log. But if there's no set deadline on this quest, that's a pretty good thing. I don't know why I went to the left dock. Now, is this another one where I have to do thinking out loud? No. What? Usually this is in order. Deceased pirate Wolfric Jorgensen. I have his logbook. Maybe I need to read it from my inventory? Yes, there we go. New document. There we go. Alright, log fragments. January 30th, I have captured the Spanish bark Atocha, 50 miles from Blue Weld. The plunder amounts to 1,244 units of coffee, now heading to Blue Weld. January 31st, I've managed to turn the coffee into a tidy sum of coins. Now I'm setting a course for Mosquito Bay. A Spanish barkentine, the Blinty, caught my eye not far from the shores of Trinidad. She was carrying over 150 barrels of resin. I relieved her of that burden. March 4th, the shipwright in Martinique paid me handsomely in gold and silver for the resin. It's time to set sail for Mosquito Bay. I have captured a Dutch trading schooner, the Huda, not far from Port Royal, acquired 1,510 units of cacao. Heading to Port Royal now. April 16th, I filled my chest with more pesos thanks to the cacao we captured. Time to set sail for Mosquito Bay. June 8th, I have successfully attacked and captured the courier lugger San Eugenio, property of the governor of Cumana. She carried 2,000 doubloons aboard, now heading to Mosquito Bay. I have captured a flute, the Santa Savelli. Not far from Dominica, she was loaded with ironwood and resin. I should approach the smugglers in Williamstad to sell the cargo. The deal went well and the profit met my expectations. It's time to set sail for Portobello and Mosquito Bay. Why Portobello? I guess to sell the goods? No, they already sold the goods in Williamstead. So why Portobello and Mosquito Bay at the end? Portobello's down here. Mosquito Bay's like up here. Or is it down here? It's one of those areas. So mentioned heading there from Williamstead. I found the lead in Wolfric's ship log, Mosquito Bay. It seems he visited there quite often. The bay leads to several caves deep within the mainland. I should investigate them. Alright, well, since there's no set time limit on this quest, let me see here. Okay, now I'm really mad about that frigate. Because that frigate also had 36-pound cannons, didn't it? I'm looking it up. 1 second. No, 32-pound cannons were on the frigate. Okay. Not crazy. It definitely would have still been very helpful to pull those 32-pounders. How do I get 36-pounders, though? Kind of want them. Anywho. Alright, let's go get an audit done on our ship. We can also pick up some more crew at the pirates' location there. Visit every tavern and colony. Had I not really done that? Interesting.
It's our responsibility to be on guard.
Alright, we gotta get some more doubloons here soon. But we've now got the audit done, so our speed's gone up, which helps. Our maneuverability's gone way up, which is nice. We've got a bigger hold now, over 9,000. Our crew is bigger. We can go up to over 500 crew now, which is huge. The bigger our crew, the easier it is to just musket volley auto board other ships. Ooh, enchanted bone.
Hurry, hurry! Only today you can get 2 products for the price of 1. Hurry, hurry! Only today you can get 2 products for the price of 1. Stop on by. Best products in the colony. Hurry, hurry! Only today you can get 2 products for the price of 1.
Alright, we've got the audit done. Want to go pick up some more crew. Let's go to Guadalupe as well. I want to see if that is something for Fide or not. Also, it was a good idea to start stockpiling this stuff. Okay. So let's go to Martinique so we can pick up some more crew. And then we'll go to Guadalupe to visit Fide. Shouldn't have gone to tavern. Oh well.
We're always happy to serve our customers.
I try to minimize tavern visits now, because I don't like officers trying to leave. But then I just remembered that I don't really have that many officers left. We've got our surgeon and we've got our navigators. My one navigator, Barnabas, and then Lenert, which I don't even know if he's a navigator. He was something else, right? Yeah, he was our boatswain previously. So I could leave him.
We're always happy to serve our customers here, especially the ones who aren't stingy with the tips.
Alright, now we're almost up to 500 crew. What are you, a statue? If you've got something to say, spill the beans. If not, take a hike, Charles. Take a look, Fide. I suppose this is a Persian shamshir, possibly one of those stolen from your collection? Let's have a look, Charles. Yes, it's one of them. That's my boy. You've made my day. Where did you find it? Doesn't matter. The important thing is that it has found its way back to you. I'll pay well for your thorough investigation. 300 gold doubloons should be sufficient reward for your troubles. Are you paying me with some of the doubloons you squeezed out of me before? Although, of course, I won't refuse them. Here's your shamshir. Spasiba, my friend. Thank you for the sword and your sardonic words. You're wiser than your years, Charles. But the human bonds of friendship surpass the value of gold. Speaking of gold, I will pay you in full. Here, take your doubloons. Thanks. And speaking of the bonds of friendships, yours and mine in particular, Charles, I have something that'll be of great interest to you. Let me guess, more vodka? Ha! Vodka is good, but it is not the only thing my country is known for. There's a special material which only Russia produces. I get this material delivered from my contacts back home here to trade. Every captain wants it because it improves any ship. I'm talking about hemp ropes. Ropes immune to moisture and sea salt alike. They say it's the best material for rigging. Every month I get a certain amount delivered to me from Revel. Normally my storehouse has a few hundred coils around the middle of each month, so Charles, I'm offering to sell you a batch for 50 coils, 10 doubloons a coil. Alright, so we've got... Let's see if I can find it. Okay. So we can get, for 500 doubloons, we can get 50 coils of rope. Every month I get a small amount. Middle of each month's the 15th. Now, yes, guys, I know that this does put it in the logbook under, I think it's strategic resources. There's a log specifically for it, but I like having it physically written down. It's much easier for me to, like, writing it down helps me with remembering about it. And I'm going to be going through this logbook and kind of reading it through for useful information and stuff as I'm writing stuff. So the 15th of each month, 50 rope for 500 doubloons. I have only 2 terms. First, I'll keep your ropes until the 20th of every month. So between the 15th and 20th. Second, you can buy only the whole batch, 50 coins for 500 doubloons. Confidently speaking, Charles, they say that there's a certain place where you can resell these ropes for a much greater price. But what do I know? I'm completely satisfied with the current state of my operations and don't need to find resellers myself. If you find a good merchant, you can turn a fine profit. Got it. That's a great offer for today. I think I'll take advantage of the opportunity you've presented me. So on the 20th day of each month, 500... So it's on the 20th of each month. They say they'll keep it until the 20th and from the middle of each month, but apparently it's just on the 20th. So, on the 5th of each month, San Jose Lighthouse, 60 barrels of resin for 600 balloons. East India Company, 30 rows of ship silk every 2 weeks on the 1st and the 15th. And then on the 20th, 50 ropes for 500 doubloons from Fide. Alright, so I'm wondering where that other strategic resource is coming from. So I'm pretty sure there's one more, right? Ironwood. So we got silks, rope, and resin so far. Go collect your purchase, but wait, dear friend, besides this Shimshur, which you returned to me out of true benevolence, there are two others. I beg you, please find them, bring them back to me, and I'll pay you more than a fair price for their return. Definitely, Fide, if I find them, I'll bring them back. So I'm gonna assume, because this one happened during the storyline, that as I continue through the game's main storyline, that I'll come across the other two. Please feel free to point out when I've found one. I'm gonna try and keep it in mind so that when I find a sword similar, that I'll consider it and I might ask, like, hey, is this supposed to go to Fide? But if I don't, and you see me loot one, just say something to my dumbass. I appreciate it, guys. Alright.
Every time I'm losing an argument,
I'm trying to talk to you.
My handgun starts talking.
Alright. Since we're here, let's turn a profit real quick.
There are almost not two noble left anymore.
Alright, noble quest. I definitely want to start taking those on again, although this one I'm going to have an issue with. 90 slaves from Kumana. I had that many at one point. I think I got rid of them. I gotta remember that. The next time I have 90 slaves plus, I need to go turn them in to get that money. Alright, it's been a year. Let's go pick up this amulet from Santiago Lighthouse. Let's go get that. Trying to clean up the log a little bit, since we're gonna intentionally pick up some more noble quests. So we're heading to Santiago location. I'm gonna go ahead and swap flags now so I can't forget.
My place is here.
Let's check out this amulet. Pagan Boatswight, amulet breathing ancient magic, brings otherworldly luck, shielding the crew from musket fire before boarding. Reduce crew damage taken from musket volley by 10%. And I get another one of those. Thank you. Alright, now we got another one being made. Alright, let's do some exploring around Blue Weld. Actually, wait. Where is this treasure book? Sorry. A cave near the western coast between Belize and Blue Weld. A chest over a stone. between Belize and Blue Weld. Why is it non-specific on this particular treasure map? It almost always gives me, like, the name of a location. In a cave near the western coast between Belize and Blue Weld. I mean, between Belize and Blue Weld, the only caves I can think of are these two. So we're gonna have to go check those two. I'm gonna stop in here to get some food and rum.
Come on, don't irritate me. The sea is my home, and that's all there is to it. The sea is my home, and that's all there is to it.
Man, that's a huge amount of crew we could have picked up there. But that's okay. So we can go up to 511, we're at 494 now.
Alright, let's haggle a little bit.
Oh wow, they don't have a lot of food. Or rum. Damn. Why are you guys so poor? You got mahogany though.
Alright, let's haggle a little bit.
That's tempting. Hello, old friendly location. Alright, so what we're looking for here is we've got the cave before and we've got the cave after. I'm guessing the treasure's in one of those two locations. So these are the only caves I spotted between Blue Weld and Belize along the coast. Not this one. Unless there's a different cave I don't know about. So, not there. Be the next right, though. It'll be over here. Aha. We got another 4-barrel pistol. We got part of a treasure map. Gunpowder, humpback, El Torzo. What's the weapon speed amulet? Ruby hammers and nail shrapnel. Not bad for a tier 1 treasure. I think at one point there was Mangarosa here and in the cave. We got it all. At least from this location. Alright, before we open that, let's switch hats. Hispaniola are outdated several decades. Near Port-au-Prince, a chest near the stone bridge. I don't remember if I've been to that cave before. Think about trying something, but I don't think I will right now.
Come on, after us. Ain't no funny business.
Did I even get the last hit on any of those guys? I couldn't tell because I don't have my cold arm weapon. I definitely killed him. Didn't get him, though. I looted them all. All right. Wait, what? There's Blue Weld. Mosquito Coast is above Cape Perlis. So it's like around here? Maybe up here to my left? It says I can moor here. Aha! We found it. Interesting that it's on the local map, but not on the global map. I don't think I've really seen that before. Or am I just being an idiot? I have no idea. How is this thing doing? 18 days left. Okay. I have to see if I can find some more belts before then, I think. Let's start by hitting all the left side. I'll hit that well on the way back to go into that cave. Interesting, that's just a dead end. Oh ho. What have we here? Domitian Forcier. Hey, get lost. The territory is secured. And what is there? None of your business. Get lost or we'll shoot you, I swear. You bastard. We'll see who shoots whom first. Give you a chance. Muskets ready. Fire! Interesting. This is why you save right before you go to it. Alright, so we'll leave that be for now. I'm betting I could get there through a cave or something. Let's go in here. Can we? I can't. Normally I can enter a cave like this. Right? Alright. We're going down a different path now, so I want to stick to the right and see where it leads me. Interesting, so that was a loop. Let's stick to the left. Hey, stay right there. Don't move. This territory is secured. But I want to go through. Why the hell are you stopping me? Because the mine behind me is private property, and I am here to stop any stranger like you from passing. You'd better turn around and leave this place. Stranger, our cannons are loaded with grape shot. Just one more step and you'll be turned into a wet puddle. Your mine is well guarded. Fine, I leave. You bastard will see who ends up a puddle. Give you a chance. That was worth doing at least. Okay. So both ways are guarded, it seems. This connects back with the path we took before, right? Trying to mentally lay out the area in my mind. So I'm pretty sure this would take us back to the ship. Yeah, okay. This takes us back to our ship. Can I, from a distance, even shoot the guys at the back gate? Probably not with this gun. I might have to swap weapons. Maybe? They just insta-kill me. They don't kill long way, though. Interesting. I didn't even hit him. No, it's instant return fire. Really no way to get in here? Maybe I have to intentionally go into and leave both locations. And then I'll get an idea. Maybe. Mosquito Bay. Am I at the wrong place? Am I at Mosquito Coast instead of Mosquito Bay? Is that the issue? Am I being an idiot? Or is it just like a name thing where it's calling it Mosquito Coast instead of Mosquito Bay, but in the logbook it calls it Mosquito Bay? Isn't Mosquito Bay, like, on the south? Where am I looking for? There. Mosquito Bay. I mean, it's Mosquitoes Bay, but Mosquito Bay instead of Mosquito Coast. And he talks about it being Portobello and Mosquito Bay, so it might be the cave back here. Or it could be the one over there. But I'm definitely in the wrong location. Although I'm very intrigued by this place now, knowing that there is such a heavily guarded location. I'm assuming this plays a part later in the storyline. Because there's got to be a way you can get in there. But you get one shot going either locations. So I'm wondering if maybe it's like something that you raid later on with like an army. That might be what's going on here. Alright, so if we're going there, we definitely want to change flag. Also, I'm going to save, and I'm going to go ahead and fight this. I want to test my power at this point. So this ship's not nearly as fast, so I have to take that into account and get used to it in battle. Also, what are we up against? A brig and a brig. These guys are nothing to me. Come on, lock on. There we go. Overshot with one of the cannons because of the lock-on angle. Goodbye, brig. There goes half your crew, and now you're boarded. Goodbye. That's what I'm looking for, these logbooks. Okay. So this one specifically goes to the purser. I am the ship's purser, effectively. Effect applies to the treasurer. Pirate ship log is bound in boiled leather. Inside reads the merchant's caravans. Extortion open the sea records. So reduce the penalty of stolen goods by 8%. The bonus is doubled if the flagship is Amsterdam. So I don't mind looting this one because it's part... Oh, we got part of a treasure map too. Look, I didn't take the health potions. Happy delivery? What a name for a pirate ship. Goodbye. I should have taken some of the goods. That was dumb of me. I was just enjoying the name too much and looking at the time and seeing I don't have much of it left. Let's go ahead and get this other brig sunk. Come on, get in lock-in range. There we go. Can't believe I missed that. I'm happy to see that I'm still, like, speed up enough to catch on to these ships. I'm not locked on anymore. So yeah, we didn't hit shit. I noticed it right before I shot. So now we're locked on, but it's on the front, and their angle is way too... There we go. We got a hit on them, but we didn't hit their crew? What? Locked on. Still barely hitting them because they're moving so fast. Just gotta go ahead and board them, though. Get a chance to kill more crew. Alright, we got one of them. committed to the first one, right? His long way shot him. Beautiful. The Navigator one increases global map speed by 3%. So let's make sure we give that to him. Oh, I didn't mean to give the rest a long way. Shoot. We can take it off him here. I need to give him more ammo. I left the pesos on him, didn't I? Yeah. I didn't mean to take the healing potions there. Alright. So we definitely want to take... Actually, we don't even need to take this stuff, but... I need to actually dump a lot of this stuff. I forgot that I took some on from another fight. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring this stuff so we can dump it. Ooh, they got pillaging. So this ship's made for, like, taking colonies, huh? Or at least possibly. Alright. I gotta remember to drop that stuff off the next warehouse we go to. Actually, let's go ahead. That's fine. Because we're right here at Port Royal. We can warehouse our stuff here real quick. I've got to run here in a minute.
It's our responsibility to be
I think
on
I'm
guard.
overweight. Yeah, I am. Oh, I have four-barreled pistols on me. The 200 doubloons. Oh, interesting. There we go. So now we got the 3% global map speed increase. Beautiful. And we've got the this logbook as well. So reduced penalty of stolen goods by 8%. I'm assuming that's just when you sell stuff. Which just makes laundering it through a warehouse less meaningful, I guess.
Is there something you need?
Alright. That's gonna feel a bit better, I think. Alright.
Come on, don't irritate me.
So that is where I'm going to leave this one, guys. I've got to run. Next time we are going to go to Mosquitoes Bay. Not Mosquito Bay, not Mosquito Cove. Mosquitoes Bay. Because that is what it's called on the map. Where is it? Mosquitoes Bay. Not Mosquito Bay, which I was confusing with Mosquito Cove, which is Mosquito Coast. Sorry, Mosquito Coast. I was confusing Mosquitoes Bay with Mosquito Coast because they were calling it Mosquito Bay. At least that's the excuse I'm going to use. Alright, but next time we'll head to Mosquitoes Bay and we will start checking the caves around there for the treasure. That's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you all have enjoyed, and we will continue this, so I will see you again tomorrow. Have a good one.